Hello and welcome to the first update episode of 2020. Today we're going to be taking a look inside the shed and we're going to look at the seeds that we planted late last year inside the grow tent and see how they're doing. We're also going to be choosing the seeds that I'm going to grow for the rest of 2020 inside the greenhouse as well as the polytunnel. But first of all, let's get inside the shed and see what's going on in there. Let's get inside the grow tent and see what's going on. Let me just get the light on in here. There we go. So there's a couple little surprises here. Firstly is the peri-peri from Mozambique, the ones that I pulled out of the sauce that I had when I was out there, the seeds. They have actually sprouted, so that's unbelievable. I had one or two quite early on coming up and I was really happy with that, but if you notice here, there's now, what's that, six? There's six that have come up and I think there's one or two more here. So that was quite a surprise for me. The other surprise is my crosses aren't coming up. Now I can see a couple starting out. I don't know what is going on here, but what I have done is I ended up removing these rock wool from rows 4 to 10. I removed them and I put fresh ones in. And what I've done is I've just put seeds pretty much on top of them instead of embedded right down deep. I really don't know what's going on. I will keep an eye on it and maybe try and figure it out. But yeah, I was quite surprised these ones from Mozambique are doing quite nicely. I'm not giving up on my crosses just yet. I have plenty other seeds as well, so I've got probably another 40 seeds for this cross. So I will get them to germinate, at least a few of them. I only need 2 or 3 to be honest at this point. This one here is starting to show, so maybe that'll come up. Yeah, it's quite weird. I really did not expect this. The other thing to note here is this grow light is doing fantastically. This is the Spider Farmer SF1000, and yeah, look at the growth. You can see this here is just looking fantastic. The leaves coming up in between the nodes already. There's multiple leaves coming through here. It's got a lovely deep green, and yeah, really can't complain. I am still just using the Vaxa range in terms of the nutrients, this stuff over here, and I'll keep using that until we get to a point that we start showing some flowers, and then I'll switch over to a different nutrient. But at the moment it's doing well. I am keeping this at quite a decent temperature, so we have a heat mat underneath there which is probably helping to bring it up quite a lot, but the main thing that's bringing up the heat is down there. It's that little oil heater that I put in, and I'm controlling that with the temperature sensor over there. I have that set now to 28.5 and it keeps this grow tent nice and cozy. There's a sensor that's sitting up there which is feeding information back to my automation system, and that's giving me a good idea of what's happening inside here. Let's close this up again, let the plants keep on doing their growing, and let's go inside and have a look at what other seeds we're going to be growing in 2020. The first thing I'm going to need to do is go through all of these seeds that Yuka Fatali has sent to me. Thank you so much, Yuka. Yet again, he's come through with an abundance of goodies. Let me quickly go through these, do a first pass, and then we'll get back to actually showing you what I'm going to be growing this year. That's it, I'm pretty much done. We have chosen the plants that I'm going to be growing this year, and we have 100 plants again, same as I did last year. That might be a little bit higher or lower depending on how I set up my polytunnel. I have a few ideas that I'm going to change in the polytunnel this year, so when I get to that, I might have a bit more space or maybe even a little bit less space, but around 100 plants, that's pretty much where we're at. We have 40 varieties and we're going to go through some of those now. I've increased the number of Superhots this year because I don't think I did enough for last year, and I really want to spice things up big time. You guys really want the Superhot sauces, and that's where the concentration is going to be. First up is the ChilliChump seed kit. Of course, I'm going to be growing this, and I hope you guys are going to be growing along with me. I hope that you've bought your seed kit already. The good news is, if you haven't yet got your own seed kit, I have 2 to give away. All you need to do is comment in this video down below, just something with the hashtag StaySpicyChilliChump, and you'll be in with a chance to win one of these seed kits, which I'll give away pretty soon because I want to get them out to you guys. So I think I'll do the drawing for that. I'll give it 48 hours after releasing the video, and then I'll do the drawing and send these out to the winner. So those are definitely going to be growing this year, the seed kit, and I'm going to keep that in a special little area where we'll be monitoring the progress of that through the year so you guys can grow along with me and see how yours are progressing. So I separate everything into the different categories: looks, taste, hot, super hot, rarities, sweet, and fillers. Let's go with the looks first. There are a couple interesting ones here. Number one, penis peppers. This here was sent to me by one of my viewers. Thank you so much. Basically, this grows into an interesting shape, which I'm sure you can figure out is what it's going to be. Then we got the violet sparkle. This here is a very interesting looking pepper, and as its name suggests, it has a bit of a violet sort of tinge to it, and you can see it on the photo here, a little bit of violet and red, but apparently it tastes very good. That's it for the looks. Let's move on to sweet. So I do have obviously a couple sweet peppers in the seed kit. Things like the ancho poblano, it's not really spicy. And actually that's the only one there. The jalapeno is not very spicy, but it's okay. The poblano is quite a nice sweet pepper as well. So that's one of the sweets, but we have a couple others in here, and that is the sweet apple cambi or cambe. This here is a very interesting looking pepper, quite large, it fits in the palm of your hand pretty much, and quite fleshy, so that'll be very cool to use in a sauce, maybe mix it in with a Superhot. And this here, Bendigo, again, another very interesting looking pepper, very fleshy, and the flavor apparently is amazing. Only the two sweets this year. I'll see, I might have a couple others that I can find that I might add in here, but for now, we'll just stick with those two. Let's move on to taste. So in the taste area, if the primary feature of the pepper is how good it tastes, then it goes in here. Things like lemon drop. So we obviously are going to grow some lemon drop again this year. I really enjoyed those this year, or last year actually. And really tasty pepper. Very spicy, but very tasty. We have the Muntafar or Montufar. This one here, I love the capsicum pubescens seeds. They're all black like that. So had to grow a couple of those, and this one here looked like a very interesting one to grow. Very nice colors, this sort of purple red, and it's quite a big pepper as well. And according to Fatali, it tastes really good. Had to go with this one, of course, Erotica. There's another capsicum baccatum. There's quite a few baccatums actually in this box. The baccatums are a very tasty family of peppers. The reason I chose it is not because of the name, it's because the pepper, it just looks really cool. And I'm interested to see how that comes out instead of a smooth one like this one here, the blended yellow lemon, or blended lemon yellow. It's a very smooth pepper, same as the lemon drop. The baccatums tend to be quite a smooth one, but this Erotica looks very interesting. So that one there, blended lemon. The blended lemon, this one here is pretty much the same as the lemon drop, and it's just a little bit less spicy, I think, than the lemon drop, and it's quite a bit bigger, it looks like, unless that's just a really small hand that's on that picture over there. The Agiaro, this here, it's a little smaller than the Ricotto, and apparently it's a little bit tastier, and again it's got these lovely black seeds, and that's from the capsicum pubescens. These are the plants that have pretty much a furry kind of feel to the leaves as well as the stems, and very interesting one to grow. If you aren't growing any of those, I would recommend at least one or two. This one here is an interesting one. So this is, again, my pronunciation might not be perfect, but Buena Mulata, and this one here is sweet and spicy, very similar to a cayenne, but probably a little bit better tasting according to Fatali. So I'm interested to see how those turn out. They do look nice as well, a deep red, almost purple sort of color as well. Of course, we're going to grow our Antep Akidama. These are some that Fatalia sent me, some seeds, but I also have some that I kept over from last year. Sugar Rush Long Peach. The Sugar Rush chilies are really nice. Again, another baccatum. It's quite a spicy one, but very sweet, very tasty, and quite prolific. Serrano, this is one I've never grown before. It's a very popular and common pepper in the US. I know a lot of people grow them and swear by them. These are ones I actually bought from pepperseeds.eu. I thought they were going to be a lot spicier. The way that some people talk about them on forums and that is that they have quite a bit of spice, but I think that's when you compare it to maybe a jalapeno or something like that. But not very spicy, but I'm interested to see how that turns out and see what sort of flavor that gives me. These ones here were sent to me by one of my viewers. Thank you very much. And I'm going to give them a try. Just going to grow one plant of them because, well, like the comment says, they're untried. But I'm going to give that a go. It's meant to be a cross between Tabasco and a Cayenne, so could be interesting. Always worth giving it a go. I'm not normally a fan of unstable varieties. I prefer to have my chilies quite stable so I know what I'm getting, but I don't mind trying a couple that are unstable. So those are the ones for taste. So we'll put that aside. Okay, rarities. Okay, let me go straight to the money shot here. This here is the Capsicum Galapagos. Now I tried to grow these last year, and I think I have 2. So there's another pack of them over there. So I tried to grow these last year, and they were not successful. I tried twice to germinate. They just wouldn't. They're quite a rare chili, actually a very rare chili from the Galapagos Islands. And yeah, I really, really want to get them to germinate. So I'm going to try again this year and wish me luck. We'll keep an eye on it and see how we do. But those are definitely going in. And we have another very rare one apparently, which is, I think this one here. Again, I'm not pronouncing this right, I know that. The Ojos or Hoyos de Pescado, and it's very small, almost like or smaller than a cherry, the actual peppers themselves, and they are pretty spicy as well, very, very rare. So I'm going to try and get those to germinate too. And then these ones here, I think these have a reputation as being some of the most rare chilies that are out there, which is the Capsicum Tovari. I think I got some last year. I'm not sure how I did with them. I don't think I managed to get them to germinate, or I don't actually think I tried to germinate them, but I'm going to try and give them a go this year. You can see just how small that chili is. It'll be interesting to try and grow it. It's nice for a bit of a challenge to try and grow these sort of things. It's not necessarily going to make a hot sauce or anything, but that's not all that growing chilies is about, not just about the hot sauces. Let's have a look at the hots. So these are peppers around about the temperature of a Scotch bonnet or habanero, but they are nicely spicy, and I'm growing them because they're hot, and obviously it'd be nice if they also taste good too. So the first one there is the Ricotta Manzano Alanta Rojo. So you can see that over there. And that there's a Capsicum pubescens, again, these black seeds, a very spicy pepper, but also apparently very, very tasty. We have this here, there's another one of the seeds that I actually bought this year from pepperseeds.eu. This is the dattel or datel seeds, and these here, if I did make a note here, these are bought, they're very popular in the US. I think they're grown down in Florida, and there's apparently a source down there that people rave about, and a few of my viewers have been telling me I really need to grow some of these. So I'm going to be growing some datels. I'm going to be told how I'm saying that wrong, but yeah, we're going to grow some of those. Over here we have our MOA Scotch bonnets. These are the yellow ones, and these are my own that I isolated last year. So I have quite a few of those, and definitely want to grow them on again this year. They are just a real classic chili. And the MOA, this is Ministry of Agriculture. These here, it's good to keep growing them on because they are kind of an heirloom. They're just a nice stable variety and really, really tasty. And the last one here is Harold St. Bart's. This is just, it's a hot one. This probably should go in the Superhot. It's rated a 9 to 10 by Fatali in terms of heat. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hot one, but I put it in the hot instead of Superhots because we've got quite a few in the Superhots, and we'll get to those in just a second. There we go, that's the hots, and we've got 2 categories left. Firstly, we'll do the staples. So these are ones that I grow every year. They're just some of my favorites. And of course, the first one in there is going to be my isolated peri-peri. I don't have a lot of seeds left because I've been giving them out to my Patreons. If you sign up on the seed tier, I have 1 pack to go. Actually, wait, no, I don't have any packs to go because the last one was taken by a Patreon that signed up this week. So I will be stocking up a lot more with these seeds for next year, the next cycle of the seed giveaway for patrons. But I have enough here to grow on my peri-peri this year and get quite a few. And I'm growing about, I think it's 8 or 10 plants of my peri-peri. I want to grow quite a bit because the sauces I make, as well as obviously wanting to keep some seeds. So that's peri-peri. Then we have my cayenne isolated. Now I have cayenne inside here as well. So the way I'm kind of going to do it this year is I will be sectioning these off in an area so that when I do an update, you'll be able to see all of these in one specific area. It helps you just, keep an eye on what's going on rather than looking in different places in the greenhouse and the polytunnel. So this is going to be all in one area. But I'm also going to be growing quite a few of these cayenne plants because obviously one of my favorite sauces, and apparently yours as well, because you guys are buying a lot of it, is my Blazing Buffalo Extreme. So I'm going to be growing a lot more cayenne this year so that I can keep up with the demand. And then the last one inside the staples is my pepper dew. And again, it's another very tasty pepper, and I just keep growing it on each year. It's very sweet, very spicy, and great for stuffing, and well, it's great for sauces and a bunch of other things. Actually really good as a dry spice. And then lastly, we have my Superhots. Now I said I'm growing quite a few more Superhots this year. I have put aside 36 plants for my Superhots. And the first one here is this, which is the Reaper X. Now I'm going to keep my judgment aside until the end of the season, till we actually see what this grows into. This is an unstable variety. It comes from the littlechillishop.com, and it wasn't sent to me by them. It was actually sent to me by Welsh Chili, who sent me these seeds as well, but we'll talk about that in a sec. They are meant to be, I think, the Pepper X, but for certain reasons, you're not allowed to call it that. So we'll see what this turns out like at the end of the season, and it's going to be at least a very interesting checking out chilies with ChilliChump episode when I try it. So we'll see what that's like. I'm going to grow, I think, 1 or 2 plants of those. We then have these here, which, like I just said, was sent to me by welshchili.com. Thank you very much. And these are Dragon's Breath. These have been in the press for a couple of years now, that they are meant to be the hottest peppers in the world. And it's a really nice little packet there. But I'm going to be growing a few of these, and we'll see how those turn out. Again, another interesting episode. Actually, all of these are going to be making very interesting checking out chilies episodes. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see me in pain at the end of the season. Over here we have a Yucky Blue Fawn. So again, there's a few varieties in here I've never heard of before. This is one of them. I think I did make a note here. It's a very, very hot pepper. I think probably around a Butchalokia sort of level. So very hot, probably around the 1,000,000 on the Scoville scale, but we'll see at the end of the season. But the main reason is it's a very pretty one. It's got a bit of blue in it, purple, bit of red, and it changes colors through the season. So that'll be an interesting one to check on throughout the season. Good old Naga Marek. That's a classic, seriously, seriously hot chili. Definitely a super hot without a doubt. Even if you happen to get a mild one of these, it's still going to blow your head off. We also have a couple other classics here. We have the Marugula. I grew these last year. This is even hotter than the Naga Marek. This is potentially one of the hottest chilies I have here, except for one that's down the bottom. We'll see. That might be a little hotter. But there's the Marugula, and we have another classic there, the Maruga Scorpion. Again, stupidly hot. And this one here, the Maruga Chocolate Scorpion. I think it's a scorpion as well, but there's a chocolate version. That's the red version. And we'll be growing those two. Here we have one of the classics from 2019 that I grew, the Hainan Yellow Lantern. Very, very hot pepper, but it made a delicious hot sauce if you were lucky enough to get hold of a bottle of my One Punch Knockout. This is the chili that I used, but very prolific chili, grows loads and loads of pods, and definitely one I want to grow again this year. I've got 2 bags of them, so maybe a giveaway at some point, we'll see, but those are great. Purple Butchalokia, just for a bit of variety, just your good old Butchalokia, very hot pepper. This here, I don't know why I haven't grown these again since I did them, I think it was 2017, but they've got to be one of my favorite chilies, the 7-pot Primo, and it's just a real classic when it comes to super hots. The 7-pot Primo though is a seriously fantastically hot pepper, and it also tastes really good, makes a really good hot sauce. So I made one in 2017 that I still have a little bit of in my fridge because it's that hot, but it is that tasty. So I'll be definitely growing quite a few plants of these again in 2020, and we'll be making some very, very hot sauce that I can actually sell to you guys, because back in 2017 I wasn't selling my sauces, I was making it for myself. But that's one of the reasons I'm growing a lot more of these super hots, because that seems to be what you guys want. You guys want to eat the sauce that I make with these super hots, so you got to meet demand, I guess. And you also want to see me in pain when I try them on my Checking Out Chilies series. I'm sure you'll agree there are some fantastic varieties that I've chosen. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the season turns out. We've got a lot of new seeds, new varieties that I've never grown before, as well as some old favorites. So there's a little bit of something for everyone. There's a lot of super hots. I'm a little bit cautious about that one, but it'll be fun to do my Checking Out Chilies episodes with some of those real hot ones a little bit later on in the season. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know I will be starting my seeds probably the 2nd Saturday or Sunday of February. So today is Sunday the 2nd of February. It'll be next Saturday or next Sunday I'll be starting them. So if you are growing along with your ChilliChump seed pack, then at least you know when I'm starting mine. But I'll put out an episode as well when I do that, so that you guys can really follow along with what I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. And until then, stay spicy.